What's up, Wyoming? Hey, we're here with Chloe Valentine today. She is the Regional Director of the Wyoming Business Council. Chloe, how the heck's it going today?
Good. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
We got some big things coming up, but let's talk a little bit about the Business Council first and what we're all about. And as a board member, I know kind of what we're about, but you're our Regional Director. You can tell us exactly where we're going and what we're trying to do.
Yeah, so the Business Council is a quasi-government agency in Wyoming. So we work with the legislators and we also work with the executive branch under the governor. And basically, we are trying to improve communities in Wyoming, and we do that by economic development. The great thing about the Business Council is we hire people that are innovators. So we're constantly changing what we do in hopes of, serving our community. So whatever the community that we serve needs, we come up with a way to help them.
That's kind of a great thing. One thing about the Business Council, everybody thinks that we're supposed to call like Intel and tell them to come to Sweetwater County or to Wyoming. That's really what we're not about. We're about getting the infrastructure ready to help people grow and help them come here. I know one of the things that we do is we help with the infrastructure.
Yes.
A couple of the projects we've done here in Sweetwater County, one is the airport.
Yep.
And one is the Broadway Theater.
Yes.
So we're not all about bringing businesses here, but we're here to build the building blocks for businesses to come, right?
Yep, exactly. We provide community-owned infrastructure that they can use as an asset to help grow the community. So the airport here is a great example. We've paid for the sewer upgrade in Kemmer so that as they're having some new housing and some new folks coming into the area, they can support that with their sewer system. So I think our services are invaluable to the state.
It's a really big deal. I do remember seeing that we helped Kemmer out. And I know because of my other company, Infinity Power and Controls, we do a lot of work in Kemmer, and a lot for their water system, a lot for their sewer system, and it's way antiquated, not large enough for what they will need for the next things. But one of the things is, that I like to know about the Business Council is we may not give you money, but we may help you break down the barriers and the bridges and get you the information you need so you can be successful.
Yeah, my job as regional director is to really build relationships. So I attend a lot of meetings. I meet a lot of folks from around the state and honestly around the country with federal agencies. So when I meet with a community or a business owner and they have needs, I might not be able to help them financially, but I can help make those introductions with other agencies and grant programs that exist and really help them get the resources that they need to succeed.
That's really good because we just had a loan just recently, and you might remember where it was, but we had a business that was actually going to go out of business, and their workers wanted to buy the business, and we helped them with a loan.
Yeah, we have a succession loan is what you're talking about. It's a great opportunity to keep a business going in a community and allow someone to purchase the business. We partner with a local bank, so it's a great way that we get the local banks involved, but we can provide financing for someone who wants to take over a business, and it allows the owner to exit and someone else to keep it going, because we know as a community when a business goes under or sells or just closes, there can really be a lot of ripple effects throughout the area.
Yeah, one thing about those loans, the best thing about the loan is it's usually a 50-50 loan. We're not competing with banks. We don't want to compete with a bank.
No.
And what that does is, let's say the bank's at 7%, we're at 1%, and so by blending the two together, the interest rate is a lot less money, and it's better for the business in the long run.
Yeah, exactly. It's good for the banks, it's good for the business owners, and it's good for the community members.
So we have a couple of really great things coming up in the next couple of days, and I'm going to read this little thing that Josh put out just because he's a lot smarter than I am. It says, Wyoming economic future doesn't get decided in Cheyenne, which is true. This summer, which is right now, we're almost at the end of it, unfortunately, the Wyoming Business Council is holding community conversations across the state, in person and virtually, but we want to hear directly from business owners, we want to hear from people, we want to hear from grandma, we want to hear from everybody there. So we are going to have a listening session here in Rock Springs really soon, right?
Yes, it's Thursday, August 20th. I'd love to have you there. I'm hosting it at the Broadway Theater in the Loft. And if you haven't seen the Loft yet, it's a great opportunity to see it. It's incredible. We just want to hear from community members in Southwest Wyoming. If you're a young family and you're raising kids, you're a business owner, you're an industry professional, you're retired, what can we do to make Wyoming better for you to live, work, and play? And what can we do for the next generations to set them up for success? So if you're listening to this and you're wondering, I don't really know if I should attend, maybe they don't want to hear from me, that's incorrect. We want to hear from everyone. We'd love to hear a variety of perspectives on what we can do as a state, really, to make this great state already even better.
Well, the thing about it is no presentations, no slides, no nothing.
No.
We just want to have good old-fashioned gab session and talk about businesses and what our community, because this is actually the last listening session we're having in the state, what we feel that our community could need more than ever.
Yeah, and this is how, I learn all the time from businesses. I'll meet with someone and they might bring up something like licensing from the state and some old procedures that maybe we could help advocate to update, and what a difference that would make in their business. And I knew when the business was explaining this to me, I knew nothing about it, but now I'm very passionate. Like, God, we need to update this and make it better for business owners. So that's the kind of stuff I hope to hear from this listening session.
That's a great thing, Chloe, because a lot of people don't understand what we do. Sometimes I think our name is
it's misleading.
Mm-hmm. We're not here to get intel to come to Wyoming or to come Sweetwater County. We're here to build the economic development. I almost think we should change our name to the Wyoming Economic Development Association.
Yeah, that's really what we do is economic development.
We give you the infrastructure for that. So our listening session is this Thursday, August 20th.
Yes.
Right? It's at the Broadway Theater from 1 to 2 p.m. Then from 2 to 3:30, you're going to have a little bit of probably even more interaction, but kind of a happy hour, I guess is the right way of putting it. I think that's how you labeled it.
Yeah.
But then the best thing about it is you and Josh, I know for sure you and Josh, are going to be at the farmers market from 4 to 7.
Yeah, we'd love to have people drop by our booth at the farmers market. We're hoping by being there, we can stop and talk to people who have never even heard of us, that would never have come to the presentation or the session earlier in the day, the listening session. So we're hoping to just meet people that are walking around the farmers market, and we can hear from them and hopefully, give some kids some popsicles and really just interact with residents of Sweetwater County.
That's kind of a great idea. The popsicle idea is the best.
Yeah.
That's the part maybe I don't want to miss.
Yeah.
Popsicles sound pretty good. But Chloe, I got to tell you, I appreciate your knowledge. I appreciate what you've done for Sweetwater County. Really, part of the Business Council, I think that you're doing a fantastic job. And people can always get a hold of you. They can get a hold of you through the website, and then you can go from there. But if you want to come to the listening session, there is one way. We'd like to know how many people are going to be there. Broadway Theater's big. If we have to expand into the theater itself, 274 people can sit in there. But the website to go to is our standard Wyoming Business Council website, but you can also go to wbc.pub/WBC Listen, and you can actually register to come to this thing.
Yeah, like you said, you can just go to the Wyoming Business Council website, and there's events, and you just look into the events under the listening session and pick Sweetwater County. Bring some friends. We'd love to have as many people there as possible. And if you can't attend this one and you want to meet with me over coffee, I'm listed on the website. My phone number and email are there, and I'm here to be a resource for the residents of Sweetwater County and Southwest Wyoming.
That's fantastic. If you don't get to register for this thing, still come anyway. We'll figure out who you are by the time we get there. Chloe Valentine, thank you so much for coming. Wyoming Business Council is in Sweetwater County just to listen, see what we need, and I just want to thank you for your time today.
Thanks for having me.